Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Clear the Ice, the Philadelphia Flyers postgame show. I'm your host for the evening, Austin Hamill. And Flyers get a big win tonight. Their fifth straight, winning 5-2 over the Columbus Blue Jackets. We're just going to jump right into it. Morgan Frost was a healthy scratch for this one tonight, but Bobby Brink got back into the lineup after being a healthy scratch for the last three. And he showed that he needed to be on the roster for this match tonight. Um, you had Joel Farabee getting on the board in the first period with the assists from Poling and York. Bobby Brink and Ryan Poling both getting on the board in the second. Assists on the Brink goal on the power play, which was his fourth of the year from Walker and Farabee. Poling getting on the board, his assists from Hathaway and Walker. That was his second of the year, a shorthanded goal for the Philadelphia Flyers there. And then in the third period, you get Travis Konecny on a very sharp angle, which I thought was a very good goal. Really good hands there by TK to get that goal, assisted by Belpito. And then Cam York rounding it out with the empty netter, his second of the year with the assist by Poling, giving Poling 3 total points for the night, a goal and 2 assists. Texier and Jenner both get on the board for Columbus, both fourth of the year for Texier, eighth of the year for Jenner. The assists on the goals for Texier's were from Corrali and Olivier, and then the assist on Jenner's was from former Flyers defenseman Ivan Provorov. Samuel Ersson had a very solid showing after being really shaky early in the year in the starts that he would get, making 20 saves on 22 shots in this one against Columbus, getting the win for the Flyers tonight. On the opposite side between the pipes, Martin for Columbus saving 21 of 25. This was overall, honestly, I feel like this, out of all the wins the Flyers have gotten in a row right now, which this is their fifth straight, which I believe they said at the end of the game, it was the first time in over 5.5 years they've won 5 straight games. This was, in my opinion, the best played up until the start of the third period. They started to be a little shaky at the back end, especially like not being able to get the puck out of their zone. But overall, I mean, they managed to prevent a lot of stuff coming through. They blocked 18 shots that Columbus threw at them. So overall, great showing from Philadelphia in this game. Columbus now winless in their last 9, which is huge for them. They, obviously the talent that they have in guys like Johnny Gaudreau, Ivan Provorov now, and the goaltending that they have, they should be, doing, you would expect to be doing better than they are. But, hockey's a strange sport. So, Columbus is just feeling the effects of that. They now fall to 4-11-4. The Flyers go to 10-7-1 on the season. Just going to go straight through the numbers here for you folks really quick. Flyers outshot Columbus 26-22. Columbus leading in shots. Hi, Kitty Cat. Hello. Columbus out hitting the Flyers 20-12. Dead even on the faceoffs, a clean 50-50 split. Both teams won 28 faceoffs. Flyers were 1 for 4 on the power play. Columbus 0 for 5. Great penalty kill tonight for Philadelphia. Very, very, very strong, very aggressive as they've been all season long. Getting another shorthanded tally to tack onto the abilities that they have had throughout this season has just been really good to see, especially because the fact that their power play isn't as strong as it could be, I guess you could say. They definitely, getting the shorthanded goals really helps out. 7 total penalties for the Flyers tonight, totaling out to 17 minutes worth of time. 6 penalties for Columbus, totaling out to 15 minutes. I did mention earlier, Flyers blocked 18 shots. Columbus blocked 14. Flyers controlling the takeaway game, beating Columbus out 14-3 on the takeaways, and then Columbus giving away 9, where Flyers only give away 5. So overall, it was a very, like I said, a very solid game for Philadelphia tonight. Just really, really strong, really conservative, honestly. It's not very often that you get a clean 50-50 split on faceoffs, but both teams are very solid at the faceoff circle. So kind of expected it to be a, win the ones that you can get kind of game in terms of the faceoffs. Aside from that, with this win, the Flyers jump up to, I believe it's 22 points now. They were, 21. Sorry, 2 points for a win. I'm thinking of MLS. I'm a soccer guy predominantly. But yeah, Flyers jump up to second place in the division at 21 points, 4 behind the New York Rangers, with the Capitals and Hurricanes both not playing this evening. So, uh, stringing together these wins right now for the Flyers is big. It gives them a chance to get into a solid spot in terms of the total conference standing, and hopefully, they keep some of the momentum that they have right now and carry it through the rest of the year because sometimes teams can get really cold, and I feel like this is a team that if they start to become streaky, it could be a big problem for the Flyers specifically. Um, but then you look at the Rangers are just built to win right now, and if they don't, it's going to be terrible for them. They're sitting at 12-2-1 right now, leading the Metropolitan Division with 25 points. The Flyers, like I mentioned, at 10-7-1. The Capitals and the Hurricanes both tied with 20 points, though the records state differently. The Capitals sitting at 9-4-2, where the Hurricanes are at 10-7-0. And then behind them, you have the Devils at 8-7-1, the Islanders at 6-6-5, and the Penguins at 8-8-0. And then, of course, Columbus sitting at 4-11-4 with 12 points. So overall, the Flyers played very well. I specifically I feel like the Travis Konechny goal in the third period to bring the lead back up to a 2-goal separation between the two teams was, in my opinion, one of the better TK goals that I've seen in a while. Having that what's the word I'm looking for? Um, having that the thought process of I could put this across the crease, but there's too many bodies around. There is a small seam that I can try and hit, and I think I can do it, and he just goes for it. It's great to see the progress that he's made since last year, where he had such an off year. Um, to tally together 11 goals with what you've done so far in the season is actually really good for Travis Konechny, especially because of the fact that he was usually a guy that was kind of in flux a little bit throughout his time with the team. They wanted him to be a tough guy for a little bit, and he just doesn't fit that role. Um, Overall, though, I mean, the Flyers again played very well. Samuel Ersson has been very solid in net. Granted, the games that I'm talking about him being shaky were fairly early on in the season. Giving up 5 against the Ducks. Couple different games where he gave up a fistful of goals, and it just wasn't great for him. I know, I know, I know, I know. You just woke up. Hello. But yeah, this team Sanheim has been showing a lot more progress. He seems to be for for a lack of any other talent there, seems to be the de facto number one defenseman on the team. Um, just solid play from everybody up and down. Sean Walker's been putting together a really strong season this year. Um, Paling, even the I guess you call them the bruisers, the Nick Deloriers of the team and those kinds of guys they're all putting together something decent so far. And if you're a hockey person in Philadelphia, I feel like you can let some of that weight off a little bit right now, or you can you can breathe a little bit more, because honestly, I don't think anyone expected this team to come out the way they have this season after the way the past couple years have been for the franchise. But overall, it's again, it's very refreshing to see this Flyers team playing as well as they have been, and just the tenacity that you've seen, the way they are able to really play a lot tougher on the shorthanded side of things with the game. Um, the 3 stars as they were announced for this game. Third star Travis Konechny with his 1 goal. Second star Sean Walker with his 2 assists, and then first star of the night Joel Farabee with a goal and an assist. So yeah, this was what you wanted to see the Philadelphia Flyers do. You wanted to see them come out and play against the team that is in multiple facets of the game and in record a worse team than you are, and come out and play the way that they should and be able to actually control the game for the most part. Although I feel like it's the most complete game that we've seen, even though there was a bit of that shakiness in the third period. you know it's just how hockey's going to be. Teams are gonna have a good push on you for a good little bit. It's just about withstanding the storm, and Philadelphia has done that a lot during this 5-game win streak. Especially having to coming into this one tonight after having to claw out an overtime victory against last year's Stanley Cup champions, the Vegas Golden Knights. Overall, this team has been showing a lot more fight than they did last year, I guess I could say. It's been a really good run so far this season. This is the Flyers' second win over Columbus. The first one was back on October 12th when they won 4-2, which that one you saw Carter Hart make 31 saves. Elvis Merzlikins made 33 in that one. Konechny had 2 goals. Farabee and Atkinson added the other 2 in that previous matchup. So I mean, it was honestly, the best way to put it is it was more of the same for the Flyers against this Columbus Blue Jackets team. But yeah, I mean, it was a very solid win. If anyone out there that's watching has any comments about what they saw from the game, or any potential insights that I might have missed about a player or anything like that, please feel free to chime in. We are going to take a quick break, get some ad reads in really fast, but we will be right back to go over a few more facets of this game that I found rather interesting. So stay tuned. We will be right back.
All right, guys, it's time to talk about Sherry's Tickets. Sherry'sTickets.com is easy to use and has no hidden fees. The price you see is the price you pay. Pay less and play more with Sherry'sTickets.com. Save even more by using the exclusive promo code EOP10. That's EOP10. Do not pay hidden fees and save 10%. Why use any other ticket reseller and get those hard-to-come-by tickets to the big game? If you need a more personal touch, give them a call at 610-494-5050. That's 610-494-5050. Sherry'sTickets.com also has great theater and concert tickets that are hard to get your hands on. Remember, do not overpay and save with the best at Sherry'sTickets.com. Save 10% using the promo code EOP10. That's EOP10. You'll thank us later. Sherry'sTickets.com. All right, guys, let's talk about Cherry Law Firm. If you get hurt at work in a motor vehicle accident, personal injury, or affected by criminal law, you got to call David R. Cherry of the Cherry Firm. Call 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Let David R. Cherry fight for your rights. Again, that number is 610-565-0300. That's 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Let David R. Cherry fight for your right. All right, guys, if you're a Philly sports fan and you want to travel with your favorite team, then travel with the best. Go to phillysportstrips.com. They have self-travel packages and full travel packages available with round-trip flights from the Philadelphia airport. Packages include direct flights, 4-night stays, all-inclusive tailgate parties, lower-level group tickets. Whatever you want, you got it with phillysportstrips.com. If you want to travel to an upcoming Phillies game, make sure you check out Philly Sports Trips. And do not forget, Philly Sports Trips has all the away trips for the Eagles' upcoming 2023 season. Jump on it now, because you do not want to lose out on all these great opportunities. Go to phillysportstrips.com. All right, guys, when you're staying local and you want to watch a great game or just hang out with some great people, make sure to go to Dolan's Bar at 24 East Sellers Avenue at Ridley Park. Right off of I-95, south of Philadelphia Airport, Dolan's Bar is the place to be. Great music, great times, memorabilia giveaways, great drinks, and even better food. You never know when a former Philly sports icon walks through the door. You got to go to Dolan's, 24 East Sellers Ave at Ridley Park. Tell PJ that EOP sent you. Go to dolansbar.com or follow them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or even TikTok. We'll see you there for the game.
Right, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen, joined by Pat Bernard, the Gobbler. Pat, how's it going, man?
Yeah, listen, my friend, Austin, you know, the Philadelphia, everything's going good. Sixers win, Flyers win. Everything's looking really, really good. Um, I'm excited. Everyone knows I love talking hockey. I could talk hockey all day long. This hockey team looks really, really good. The Flyers look phenomenal. The guys who got put on healthy scratch, they're coming finding ways to have John Tortorella have second thoughts about putting him on the bench. And then it's a really good 1-2 punch because when you have guys playing back to back, like it's a complimentary piece to what's going on here. Like you have guys set for a Sunday game, you have guys set for Saturday game. You have utility players, guys on your second and third line who can make things happen. And that's what you got here. You got guys who got like the Bobby Branks of the world got benched. He came out, put himself up a goal. The Joel Farabee piece, didn't see him in yesterday's game, came up with a goal. I mean, guys are contributing all around the team. And like just when me and Mike had this conversation today, just when Travis Konechny or the Cam Atkinsons of the world doesn't score, well, you have other complementary pieces that can score. You have the second lines, the third lines. And you were saying that today. And Travis Konechny find himself a goal that towards the end of the game was the nail in the coffin. That that just took care of everything. Now the Blue Jackets are on now a 9-game losing streak. Nothing's it's the two different the franchises are going two different directions. And shame on me for wanting Johnny Hockey in here. Shame on me.
I mean, honestly, I feel like it's not that he himself is making the team bad. I feel like it's the organization just isn't good out there in Columbus, like from top to bottom. But you honestly, before the season started, we both had both of these teams on two totally different projections. Like we had it basically just like the roles were totally reversed. Like the Flyers would be that team that only has 4 wins.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But
And I see
this team is showing that they are more than what it shows on paper. Like this is definitely a Flyers team with a bit of a tougher attitude than we're used to seeing, and especially over the past couple of years, this is exactly what you want Flyers hockey to be.
Yeah, and this is the brand they wanted. This is what This is what Danny Briere wanted. This is what Keith Jones wanted. They want to tell everyone this is going to be a new breed of hockey, and everyone's like, "Yeah, we've heard this 1,000 times. We played this record on radio 3,000 times. We've heard it all." And no, things are turning around here. Things are changing. And John Tortorella having this team play as a unit really speaks volumes from top to bottom. He really has. He's got this every line clicking. All these young guys believing in his, in the roles. Guys earning their spots, fighting for minutes, and that's what I love about it. I love everything that we're getting from this team.
Yeah, and honestly, it's getting very close to the point where I may have to eat some of the words that I had about John Tortorella when we first hired him. Now,
hey, listen, you, me, and the rest of the world. You have to eat this. So, did you get some of these great comments I see coming in here? I'm just so hip to the game here. So,
a lot of these were actually from before the we actually went live. These were just posted on
already
the
coming
themselves.
in.
Yeah.
All right, let's effing go. Let's effing go, Matthew.
Steve.
Yeah, what's up, Stevie? Are you kidding me with that Travis Konechny goal?
That was the one that I was talking about the most. That was a really sharp angle for TK to take that shot at, and to have the confidence to be able to bury that top shelf like in that small space that is there is a totally different style from Travis Konechny than we're used to seeing.
Yeah, this is a different Travis Konechny we're not used to seeing. Again, he's picking his spots, finding the open shots, and just getting open. And it's funny. Like I felt like I remember him as just a rookie, and I hung out with the guy and everything. I remember the cheesesteak store right down the street from me. I got to meet the kid, and now he's like the leader of the team. And this is his team now going forward. So, he's been playing very, very well. And again, no Carhart, no problem. Sam Anderson only let out 2 goals. So again, kudos to this team for moving forward.
Yeah, honestly, 100% credit is what Flyers. Yeah, and I 100% agree with that. Provy doesn't add anything to Columbus they don't already have. Like he's basically a younger version of Zach Werenski, and Werenski was mid at best, and that's what honestly that's what Provorov is now. I did want to comment on this, Pat. We are both wearing the same jersey.
You got the 88. You got the 88.
Yeah.
I got the 88 on. I've been rocking 88 all day. This is like a good luck charm. I don't plan on taking it off no time soon. I don't care if I stink. Here goes Jose Diaz checking in. He goes, I like this video. I appreciate the content. Steve, you know what you do from here, Jose? You click and you smash the subscribe button and become a fan of EOP, because not just Flyers talk, we do Union talk, we do Eagles talk. There'll be plenty of Eagles talk tomorrow. There'll be Phillies content. We got pro wrestling content. We have everything that you want right here. What's up, Daniel?
Quick shout out to Dan Barry and Joe Hale checking in saying, "What's up, guys? The Flyers are hot." Yeah, man, the Flyers are playing incredibly well. Like I had said at the top of the show, I do believe, if I recall what Jim Jackson said at the end of the game, this is the first time in 5.5 years the Flyers have won 5 straight games.
Ooh,
man,
yeah,
wow.
It's been some time. It's been some time, and you know, I mean, I get it, and I've had this, I don't say debate, but you know, I clearly thought this team was going to be in tank mode, and boy, nobody saw. And I said from the get-go, I said I think this team is going to be sneakily good. There's no pressure, which means they're the most dangerous animal heading into this. There's nothing. They got nothing to play for, and yet they are sitting right behind this good old New York Rangers. That's the crazy part to me. Like that's how good this team is playing right now.
Yeah, to be sitting behind a team with the level of talent that the Rangers have right now is crazy.
Yeah,
it's
Joe,
it's absolutely the wildest thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. Like I said, the way this team is playing right now on all 4 lines, how they're all clicking, and what's the most important thing, X Factor, is the defense. Defense in front of the goaltender. I mean, there was times last year where there was Carhart being left out on an island, and that's the difference. The difference is there is a power play. There is a team playing as a unit. Now, the only thing that's still a gray area is the power play. The power play. Like, that needs to be fixed and address it ASAP. That needs to be. I mean, yes, sir, granted, they got their first 2 goals yesterday were 2 power play goals, but that needs to be addressed. I mean, you had a double minor yesterday. You had 5 minutes to pretty much pick apart, to put more stacks on the board against that Golden Knight team, and no, nothing came about. So, but it's okay. You know what? I just go back to John Tortorella's press conference. He just told the team, don't get ahead of yourselves. Don't look down the yellow brick road. Don't get too confident, cocky that we're on the winning streak. He's like the minute you overlook it, it's the minute you go down a wrong avenue, and he's been right. So again, they took on a Columbus Blue Jacket team. At some point, they're going to snap out. And luckily, it wasn't tonight. I get it. They played the night before against the Capitals. They fell short to the Capitals. I'm thinking this team's going to get ready to snap out on us. And no, not so fast.
Not a chance.
Not a chance. So I see there's a couple of comments coming in.
Yep. Joe Hill asking, does Bobby Brink win Rookie of the Year?
You want to answer that? You want me to answer that one?
Go for it. Give me your opinion first.
I don't think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. I mean, he'll be a candidate for it, that's for sure. As long as he's getting more ice time and he could just still find ways to light up the lamp, he could be. He'll be hanging around there. Like I said, he'll be a definite candidate for it.
I personally feel like he'll be in the talks for a little bit throughout the season, but once the Flyers start to drop off, his name is going to disappear.
Yeah.
I can almost assure you of that.
Well, that's like I said. Right now, I try and look at the big picture. Just try and get their feet wet in the playoffs. Just try and get their. Like I said, I had this feeling that this team's going to be sneakily good. But like I said, I look what John Tortorella is doing. He's pushing the needle on these guys, making them earn their minutes, making sure that they want to play, want to be consistent on the ice. And again, he's got like a 1-2 punch because the guys who get healthy scratch come out that much more hungrier to find the back of the net. And you got guys like Bobby Brink, you got guys like I said, the Joel Therapies who weren't found on the ice yesterday, but he sets the tone of the game. So that's what, like I said, I like what I'm seeing so far.
Now,
Oh,
our good friend and other Clear the Ice host Matty B brings up a very good point.
yes,
This
my man.
is what I was waiting to say.
I know.
What about Connor Bedard, dude? Like,
I
it's
know.
literally it's him against every other rookie in the league right now, and he is still head and shoulders above every other rookie in the league.
I know. And he said something about the power play. What's he bring up?
He
Power
said,
plays
up to 11%. Yeah, baby, going down to Broad Street to reserve my spot right now. This is still a rebuild.
Yeah, Matt. I gotta ask you, Matt.
Did they
Do you
actually
think-
use?
I know
did
it's
they
a-
actually use the term rebuild, or did they
No,
just stick with aggressive? Or did they just stick with aggressive retooling?
Well, see, at the beginning of the season, they said it's all rebuilding. But
Okay.
then all of a sudden, heading like right the needle nose of the season, they said the team will tell us what direction that they want to go into. We will be known by February whether we're going to be buyers or sellers. And it looks like right now they look like they could be buyers. I mean, we keep on saying this is a rebuild season. That's the excuse, and when things could go bad. And listen, things are look. The doom and gloom could be in December, but like I said, usually in November, hockey for Flyers is as worse. Usually, but now,
Yeah, I mean, if the play stays, consistent the way it has for the most part, I do feel like we buy at the deadline. Absolutely. So I mean, we
Yeah.
feel like because that's a sign that we may be in a rebuild, but we've hit a stride, and maybe adding a couple pieces will not only help the rebuild, but also help us in an attempt, not necessarily an attempt to win the whole thing, but an attempt to make a run to build confidence in some of these younger guys.
right, and that's what I like about the team, is that they are. It's like Danny Briere just got rid of everything that clogged up this team. The Kevin Hayes are gone. The Ivan Provies are gone. Like anything that clogged this team up are gone. And I'm usually that guy that goes against ex Flyers being in the front office. I'm that guy. But I cannot deny the moves that said at the helm right there. Danny Briere, Coatsy, I think Claire's is somewhere in the background. There's a couple of Patrick Sharps in there. There's a couple of hockey heads that really know what they're doing. And like I said, this is not a bad brand of hockey. Like this is
Definitely
a
not.
complimentary to the Sixers season. Okay, the Sixers are what we think they're going to be, but the Flyers playing good hockey. I mean, I'm excited. I'm sorry. I mean, I know. Like I said, I love my man Dies. He wants them to tank. He does not want them to see winning at all. He just wants his team to flatline. I get all that. He just wants Mitchkov to be surrounded with top 10 quality draft picks. I get all that. I don't know. I just it's hard for me to go through another tanking season. I've been through one that didn't really pan out the way it's supposed to. He goes, Matty B says, Danny Briere says rebuild. He was named the interim GM. It's a rebuild.
Okay. I just hadn't recalled it personally, but now he brings up the exact spot, and I actually remember it now. So yeah, I retracted my question about it because now I remember.
Yeah, and I appreciate
overall,
Justin Paul saying I'm a Flyers fan. Appreciate Justin Paul. Well, then chime in.
Yeah,
Tell us
man.
what you're thinking. Tell us what you think about the Flyers right now.
This is what we do. We're going to be on for about roughly 10, 15 more minutes. So, I mean, I did want to get into, oh, geez, I had it here and my phone locked. Oh, my boys. We're, you know me, Pat, consistently flailing.
Yes. So
I did want to look ahead. The Flyers this year aren't playing the Islanders on Black Friday. They're playing them the night before Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah, I'm looking
Uh,
towards Black
playing
Friday.
playing them Wednesday night at 7:30.
Yeah, Matty B on the call.
What are your current keys to the Flyers winning this game against the Islanders in New York on Wednesday night?
You know, this is so me and Matt, me and Mike looked over the week, and this is going to be the first time that they're really going to starting today rather going against their own going against the Metropolitan Division. Excuse me.
Yeah.
This you're going to face the Islanders twice, and then you're going to the Rangers on Black Friday. I think you can take care of the Islanders. The Islanders don't scare me like they were a few years ago. Maybe it's because what's his name's not the head coach at that time. Why can't I think of that cat's name? Now he's the GM somewhere. Why can't I think of his name? I can see him short, little bald-headed guy with glasses. Who was the? He was just our head coach last year. I'm drawing a blank. I don't know why. I got his face, but I can't get his name at the tip of my tongue. Trotz. Thank you, Matty B.
Barry Trotz.
Barry Trotz. He was, like I said, when he was running that squad, I was intimidated. I'm not as intimidated as I was. I get it. They still got Matt Barzal over there. He's a really good piece for them. But however, they're not the team that they were for the past few years. I'm looking towards Black Friday rather. Flyers, Rangers, 1:00. That's the game to watch because two teams that have been off radar have now, coming up and are going to be fighting for that Metropolitan Division. The rivalry between those two teams are back, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, the Islanders, even though, like you said, they're definitely not the same team they were a couple years ago. They did go out and add Bo Horvat to that offense, which I feel like was a really solid move for them. Bo Horvat is another very, very capable winger. I honestly, like you said, you cannot look ahead when you're on this streak because that's when you lose, and you're already looking ahead. What you need to be looking at is Wednesday night. Yeah, you need to be looking at Wednesday night against the Islanders first, man, and then stare down that turkey, and then stare down the Rangers. Like,
yes,
I honestly, especially Matthew Barzal is just an incredible talent, and he always gives the Flyers a ton of trouble every time he plays them. So I mean, it's going to be really tough to be able to play the same way that you've been playing when you have guys that are as capable as the Bo Horvats and Matthew Barzals of that team are. But I mean, I feel like one of the main keys for the Flyers is the special teams. One of the comments that we have here did mention it earlier. Where was it? There it is. Steven had mentioned earlier, talking about the Flyers special teams. They, finishing 1 for 4 tonight on the power play, getting a shorthanded goal, complete, perfect 5 for 5 on the penalty kill tonight. That's the kind of play that you need the Flyers to have to continue this success. It's absolutely paramount. If you can win even by 1 on the special teams game, you're more than likely going to win the game overall. So, we got aside. I was actually telling a few friends of mine before the game ended that the only form of goal that we were missing in this game was a penalty shot. We had the empty netter, we had the shorthanded, we had the power play, we had the even strength 5-on-5 goal. This team is capable of putting together really solid effort on every facet of the game. They're able to win some on the power play. They're able to, from what we've seen, Matty B here saying that the Flyers penalty kill is over 80%. They're being really dominant with the penalty kill. And that's honestly like the key thing. And Matty B also saying the Flyers power play is up from 7% to 11% over the last 2 games. And that kind of success is going to be paramount for this team going forward. If you can win in the special teams game, you're more than likely going to win the game overall, because with how it's my personal opinion, obviously, how soft the hooking call has become over the past like handful of years. This is probably still the old school hockey guy in me a little bit, but I just feel like the hooking has become such a soft penalty that it's almost like a false start in football now. Like you expect at least 2 or 3 of them to happen a game. And it's just, if you can get those calls, sure, absolutely take them and, be able to take over the game with that. It's just, they called Travis Sanheim for holding the stick tonight when we were on a power play. I believe were 26 seconds into that power play. Sanheim actually was hooked, and because the stick was in such an awkward position on Sanheim, he wound up skating away, and Corrali let go of his stick, and they wound up calling Sanheim for holding the stick. So like, you get this weird gray area of like, is he holding the stick? Is it actually hooking? Question mark. So like, just do it like they used to, dude. If you hook a guy and he goes down, you call him for hooking. Like, we're hitting too many weird spots now where like it could go either way. It's just weird.
Yeah, and like I said, the officiating has been weird. So let me ask you guys, and I know Matty B's checking in the show, and I appreciate it. I check it, and all the fans too. I want to ask you guys this: like, you get this Flyers team that one is on the 5-game winning streak, but not just you took care of the Ducks, you took care of the Kings, you know, 2 good teams out there on the West Coast. You head back home, even though the Hurricanes were missing their starting goaltending. However, you took care of the Hurricanes. You win yesterday against the Stanley Cup champions in a dogfight. You win tonight. So not only you're beating top teams, you're winning back-to-backs. I mean, is this really a rebuild? Or are we not expecting, I get there's going to be growing pains. Am I expecting a game here and there when they get the doors blown off of? But I don't know if you could exactly. It's a rebuild if you're taking care of business, if you're doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing, if the team's answering and responding to the head coach and doing what he wants to do, and the guys in front of the head coach are involved, deeply involved, and here we are. And I'm not going to speak for anybody. I'll speak for myself. I was like, oh man, Coots. Oh, what's he know? He's a radio guy. He's a comical radio guy. What? But going based with a lot of people said, and with his knowledge of him being at other hockey games and studying him and all that stuff, like the guy's brought a lot of knowledge. And like I said, just the way everything's going, like I don't know, like is rebuild is okay to use if things go bad to have a losing culture, but things are looking really good. Things are looking really good for this hockey team. And
Flyers are looking really good.
You can't turn your head away from it. And like I said, I know like a lot of guys like, oh yeah. But you know what? You have to be happy. You have to be excited for what you're seeing on the ice in front of you. You have to be. I'm excited. I'm thrilled.
Yeah, and like Joe Hale said here, it's a little bit of both. It's the front office instilling confidence in the coaching staff, which is instilling confidence in the players. It's a trickle down effect. Every single team has these where as long as the front office is like, yeah, guys, like I feel like even though we're still in this rebuild, you guys can win hockey games. Like you are a team built to win hockey games. Like that's what you guys are meant to do.
Yeah,
go for it. And that's the Flyers have been taking that and running with it. And even though Tortorella can, pardon my language, he can be a bit of a hard ass sometimes.
Oh,
he's
like a good hard ass.
I do feel like even though sometimes he, like we saw these past couple of games, Bobby Brink being a healthy scratch, and then Morgan Frost being a healthy scratch tonight, he still has to be that guy. He still has to be that hard ass. That's just who he is. He's also a coach of a professional hockey team. So if you're not performing, he's going to bring in someone who has a chance to, a guy who's looking for that opportunity again. And it's also a valuable lesson for someone as early in their NHL career as Bobby Brink and with Morgan Frost as well. These guys are learning, inconsistency will cost you time on the ice. It's just how it is. It's more than anything, it's a business, and the business is winning.
Yes.
I mean, like if you're not helping the team win hockey games, there will be someone else who will step into your spot on the lineup. You can sit up in the suite and watch, and
And then
he'll put forward a better effort than you to help win these games. And they're both learning that they do need to step it up, not just in the games, but also in the practices. That's where everything is learned. That's where everything is, built to perfection. And you start in the practices and work your way out to the game. Show that you're wanting to earn that spot back in your practices, and you'll get that look again. And these guys, they both have immense talent. They're both incredibly talented individuals. They're both great hockey players. Like I said, they're still young, so these are the impressionable years for them. Learning that work ethic and becoming that player that they really want to be is going to be paramount for them going forward, especially if they're going to not only if they're going to continue their career here in Philadelphia, if they're going to continue their career, period. It's you'd never take any plays off, all that kind of simple stuff, and then even down to a lot of the intangibles, like understanding what it means to be a leader, understanding what it means to to really see the game from a different perspective, because watching from up in the suites is definitely a different look than watching down low. So you get a better read on a lot of stuff up high. So that way, when you come back out onto the ice, you make those looks yourself while you're out there playing. It's just there's a lot to learn from being scratched, and I really hope that. I mean, we saw Bobby Brink, put together a really good game tonight. Maybe Morgan Frost comes back in a week or so, and we see him put together a good game, and both these guys start to really pull it together, and this youth really starts to flourish more than we're already seeing with this team. I mean,
you're
Ryan
absolutely
Poehling,
right.
Poehling and Walker both have been phenomenal this year. Especially with the actual play overall from Sean Walker. Played learning from Drew Doughty in LA with the Kings. He shows flashes of Drew Doughty style stuff with how he plays. And I really like that, because Drew Doughty, when in his prime, was one of the best two-way defensemen in the league. And we're seeing that in this younger, impressionable guy in Sean Walker, and I really do like seeing that, because that's the kind of guy that I am. Like I was that. I mean, granted, I was a big bodied forward for most of the time, because a lot of coaches were like, "You just go park yourself in front of the net, and we're going to throw the puck at you, and you just try and knock it in."
Right.
There was a point in time that I was a defenseman, and I was like, "Look, I can shoot. So like, if you want me to do stuff that isn't just hang out at the blue line and protect the goal, like I can do that." So seeing this kind of play from Sean Walker, seeing Sanheim step into the role as essentially the de facto leader of a bit of a younger defense right now, with a lot of the guys not being there, like Ryan Ellis. What was his name? The guy that we got last year and then gave him a contract and he hasn't played.
There was Ryan Ellis. There was who else? There was Hartman out there. He was only here for a cup of coffee.
Not Ryan Hartman. That was a few years back. The other defenseman that we had got him from Buffalo.
Ristolainen?
Rasmus Ristolainen. Yeah. You don't have Ellis. You don't have Risto. I'm pretty sure Mark Stahl's hurt right now too. I believe. I didn't hear him mention him.
I don't want him touching the ice.
Look, I don't mind Mark Stahl. He's a veteran guy. He's a bit slower, obviously, because he's older. But it's a young, impressionable defensive core. Travis Sanheim is technically your de facto number one defenseman.
Right.
You do need a veteran guy there to help him become the leader that he's meant to be for the defensive core. Ellis is hurt, Risto's hurt, Stahl's hurt. He's learning on the fly how to do this as being that leader of the defense, and having a guy who learned under a fairly decent leader in a Drew Doughty is, I feel, a big boost for Sanheim as well. So they're working with each other and learning with each other, and I really like the way the defense has been coming together more and more throughout this season, and especially during this 5-game streak.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, I love what the team has become. I've seen, like I said, these are young legs that are putting it together. They're believing in their head coach. They're believing in the message he's delivering. And again, complementary pieces. And that's what's been working on for John Tortorella. Okay, fine. No sweat off my back. All right, I'll figure something. You guys will play Sunday. You guys will play Saturday. Boom, let's figure it out. And they go for that. So you got to be happy with what you saw. Like I said, nothing to sweat about. Again, now this week, a little tougher of a challenge. You got the Islanders twice, and you got the Rangers on Friday. I'm looking. I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm excited for Flyers hockey's back. I'm pumped up. It's just not dead on the
man,
street.
and yeah, it's great to see this team being able to string together wins the way they have, and for 5 straight, like I had said at the top of the show, first time in roughly 5.5 years. So I mean,
yes.
Hey, if I will take Flyers hockey being back right now for now.
Yes.
And let's just hope the good vibes continue. We got the Eagles tomorrow night. So with that, Pat, thank you so much for joining me in the tail end of this. Thank you all out there so much for watching, liking, subscribe, share, all the fun stuff. And yeah, we will see y'all tomorrow for Eagles pregame, halftime, and postgame. Matty B will see you Tuesday night for postgame against the Islanders.
Yes, and real fast, guys, once we leave, please go check out All Lacrosse all the time. Check out those guys that are on right about now. So we are going to get out of here, guys. Go check those guys out. My man Gary, my man Muffler Mike, and my man Sean. Go give those guys a shout. Guys, we'll catch you later. Peace.